And good evening, everybody. Welcome to another hobby stream. It's Thursday night. Let's get some work done. So, sound off if you're in the comments, or in the chat rather, if you're with us. David's not here at the minute, but I think he'll be joining as soon as he can. Just have a quick look and see if we've got anybody in chat. We don't have at the moment. So, what are we going to be doing? Well, as you can see from my little inset picture, we're finally going to be starting the Assassin's Creed. The kill team terrain is not quite finished, but I'm sick of it. So, time to change things up and keep the old hobby motivation going. So, what my plan is... for scenario 1, I need to prepare the apprentice assassins, a fast travel station, which I'm going to put there, and some crossbowmen. Voila. So my first job, I think, is to... Now, I only technically need 2 of the apprentice assassins, but as there are 10 gabillion miniatures in this game, we're probably best attacking it as a batch paint job. So I'm going to do the 4 apprentice assassins together as a job lot. So that's what we're going to be doing with tonight. Got ourselves a nice new shiny scalpel, and we're going to be tackling the mold lines first. Then after we've done that, we're going to get the airbrush going and do some priming. So we'll get rid of the mini shot for now, because there's nothing to see. Well, actually, I tell you what we'll do. We'll leave the mini shot up, and we'll put our ones we're not working on there for everybody to go, ooh, purdy. Didn't manage to find any great examples of how they're painted online, but I did find, switching to it so we can show everybody, I did find this. So it's an okay paint job. Obviously rough and ready, good old tabletop standard. But I tell you what I like. Obviously we've got duplicates here. We've got 2 female, 2 male. And what this person's done is used a red-black accent pattern. So we've got red on the trousers and the face mask, black on the trousers, and I think a darker brown face mask. And then we've got the ladies, he's used the boots and the trousers rather as a differentiator. I like the idea of taking this beading that we've picked out and doing it in black on one, red on the other. So we got black woman, red woman, black man, red man, if that makes any sense whatsoever. I think we'll keep the theme with the sashes and whatever to the same. My boots will probably be brown, I think, because I think I prefer that better. I'm not sure about the leggings. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But yeah, let's get some mold lines off them first. Let's go back to the main scene, because we don't want to see that for time immemorial. Just checking. No, David is still not with us, although he has just messaged me to say that he is almost ready to come on. So I hope everybody's had a good week. Got some hobby done, got some gaming done, because I don't know about you guys, but that's why I do all this with the miniatures and faffing about, is for the games. Having said that, my gaming this week didn't have any miniature involvement whatsoever. So, as those of you who've been with us before might know, right, okay, David's in the chat. David can't find his keyboard. Well, there you go. So, yeah, as those of you who've been with us in the past probably know, I have a gaming club that meets on a Tuesday night, and David has a gaming club that meets on a Monday night. So I'm sure David will tell us what he got up to when he gets here. But for myself, I got to indulge one of my passions, which is the Arkham Horror living card game. So I took somebody at the club who'd never encountered the game, but played it. They'd seen it I think they'd watched the Team Covenant games streamed, I should say. English is hard. And was quite taken with the look of it. And she said she'd like to give it a go. So I took her through the very first starting mission from the core set, but the upgraded version, what they call the Return to variant, which basically modifies some of the events, increases the challenge level probably just a touch, particularly for that first mission, because without the Return to component, it's a real baby training wheels affair where there isn't really any degree of challenge to it. Particularly on easy, which everybody's screaming in the comments, coward! But that is my preferred way to play Arkham Horror living card game. But in clarification, the reason I like easy is that I do play a lot of it what they call true solo, so single investigator, which is essentially already playing the game on ultra friggin' hard mode. So even though you're using the easiest setting for the game's randomization, it's still not easy. Not on true solo. And again, for those of you who haven't played the game, it's quite a unique cooperative collectible card game, with a, shall we say, a unique play style in that it's very unforgiving. You've got to enjoy being kicked in the teeth, and watching all that you've planned and what all that you've hoped for turn to dust in front of your eyes. If you don't enjoy that, probably not the game for you. But if you love H.P. Lovecraft's horror themed world and don't mind a game that will not ever give you the benefit of the doubt or give you a break, then it's great. I love it. So just get the old, tell you what, it's one thing that I do have to say, I hate mold-lining these sort of PVC board game miniatures, because the plastic on them, that PVC is rubbery and tough to remove with finesse. Hence the super sharp brand new scalpel. Still, to be fair, this guy's not bad. His HUD's got some issues here, which is a shame as it's right on his head and they'll be super visible. But that's fine, he'll do. Swap him out, next one in. Actually, before we tackle the next one, if I take everybody over, where are we? So, so the game I played on Tuesday, as I've said, was Return to Night of the Zealot. First mission, The Gathering. Essentially, you your house is under attack by ghouls, and you end up fighting for your life, trying to escape your house as it transforms into this weird, nightmarish hellscape. I played Zoe Samaras, however you pronounce that. She's a religious zealot come killer type. She's very good at taking down monsters and engaging things face to face, which came in dead handy, and she chewed her way through quite a good selection of ghouls by blowing them up with a 45 automatic and then hacking them to pieces with a machete. Natalie, my friend, took Jacqueline Fine. Now, the Zoe deck I built following, I think it was a deck guide of playing board games, which is a great YouTube channel for Arkham Horror living card game content. And Natalie took the Jacqueline Fine Investigator starter deck, which what happened was, as the card collection got pretty huge for Arkham, Fantasy Flight decided to release, because the thing is, each time they release a core set or a start of a cycle, as they call it, they have new investigators in there, but you then have to build your own decks to play the game. You make your own player decks, and obviously if you don't have a card collection, you then got to look back over fucking whatever it is, 5 years worth of releases, and decide what you're going to get the collection of cards you need to build decks. And once you reach a certain point, the challenge for new players to enter the game, the hurdle is massive, because people are facing spending hundreds and hundreds of pounds just to get a basic selection of cards to build some decks. So what they did was they said, okay, fair enough, we're going to release these investigator decks, and they're pre-packed decks. They've got a unique investigator that doesn't appear anywhere else in the game, and we're going to give you a pre-constructed deck with mostly unique new cards, but a few old reprints where the cards are just too good not to have in that class or investigator type. Then they also added to it all of the experience and development cards to take that deck through a campaign. So even if you've got a friend who owns a good collection of all of the missions and stories, and you just want to get into the game, but it's been running for a while, you can pick up one of these decks and you have something that you can use to play through any campaign, theoretically. So I gave Natalie her choice, and she took Jacqueline Fine, the Mystic Spellcaster. And it was a really close game, really tight. The way it works in Arkham is that you add Doom to the bad agenda deck, I think it's called, and you advance the hello, David.
Hello, I am here. I was just waiting for you to finish your tirade.
Okay, so hey, David's here, everybody. So what was I saying?
Objective deck and
oh yeah,
bits
so
like that.
the agenda deck advances with Doom counters, which is the bad side of the game, and then the players advance the Act deck with clue counters. And the idea is to finish the Act deck before you finish the agenda deck. The scenario will end whichever happens, but if it ends with the agenda deck running down, it's going to be a bad ending, with people having their faces ripped off and dying. But luckily, We probably have about one game turn left, but we did manage to beat the game, kill the Ghoul Priest, and save the day. And it was a really good tight game. So, dear. What are you up to then, mate?
It's been a fucking day.
Yeah, I imagine.
It's been a fucking day. Oh, what am I up to? I've just sat down.
Have you eaten yet?
No, pizza's on the way.
Okay.
I don't really know what to do tonight. I don't know whether... Well, I've got a few things on the table. I've got some terrain and other bits and pieces. I'm just about to share the link with you for video.
Okay, I'll see if I can tweak that in a sec.
But yeah,
pardon me, kiff cough.
So yeah, it's been a day. What did I get up to at club on Monday?
Yeah, you may as well tell us, because I've just now debriefed everybody on what happened on... Of course, the drawback with us having such bloody good fun with Arkham and Natalie enjoying it is that now I'm locked into playing Scenario 2 and Scenario 3, so for the next 2 weeks at least, I'm probably going to be doing more fucking Arkham.
I won't worry about it.
That is the drawback with the game, is that you do have to invest and commit, but that's why having a solo mode is awesome, because obviously, you know, you can just indulge yourself in those quiet Sunday afternoons. So yeah,
did you even take those little 3D printed connectors I did for you?
What, the location connectors? Man, yeah, of course. I always use the location connectors. Again, I don't know, for those who haven't, or have played the game, rather, because if you haven't played the game, it's fucking Chinese to you. But if you have played the game, obviously, each scenario has a number of cards which lay out as locations within the game. Obviously, in the first scenario, it's essentially rooms of your house, study, parlour, bedroom, bathroom, etc. And those location cards connect to each other in weird and wonderful ways. So, for example, you can go from the downstairs hall into the bathroom or into the bedroom, but you can't go from the bedroom into the bathroom. And in the normal run of things, there's virtually no way to actually... You can tell because there's symbols on the cards, but it's one of them things you end up going, hang on, where can I move? And even if you lay the cards out in a way that makes it easy to read, the table often gets so crowded, you even have cards next to each other that you can't move from to. So, basically, a lot of players use 3D printed connector tokens to link the locations together, and David printed me some that we found online, and oh my god, do they make the gaming experience so much better. I didn't take any.
Where are you going?
I didn't take any pictures, sadly, but next time when we play Mission 2, I'll make sure I get a board screenshot so I can show everybody the connectors.
Layout.
Because the other thing is, they're really great, simple design and a piece of piss to paint. And like I say, they just enhance the game so much.
What the fuck?
So...
Ignore the 2 links I've just sent you, because Facebook's being a twat.
Okay. I shall ignore those 2 links then. So, what did you do Monday? Oh, you did DZC, did you not?
Yeah, I did DZC, and there was a topic that we were going to discuss tonight when we did a little bit of a debrief last night.
You say topic. You were gonna bitch and moan and cry, broken. But we had a little bit of a chat.
No.
We had a little bit of a
I
chat.
wasn't going to bitch and moan broken. I was just going to make a verbal complaint about the state of certain things.
To be fair, it's a shame that you had done it wrong, because it would have provoked quite a nice conversation around game design and balance, because obviously I'm a bit all over that sort of crap. I love the theory of game design, and because obviously I've been doing this hobby so long, I've got I'm a bit more obsessed with the meta of game design than I am the games themselves. In fact, it pisses people off when I sit down to board games. Where did you do it with last? I think I played Scythe with a group of friends here, and then I sat down after we'd played through it. I was like, well, yes, of course, it would have been optimal to blah 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 blah, and everybody just rolls their eyes and goes, "Do you have to break everything? What the fuck is wrong with you?" And it's like, well, I'm sorry, it's just me.
There we go. I'm back on. Oh, fuck's sake. Come on.
Right. I've just heard my mobile's just lost its mind and pinged its guts out with like three links all at once.
Oh, stop complaining, old man.
So, am I supposed to take the most recent one, I take it?
Yes, because I actually took the phone out of the fucking holder and sorted it out. My hair's a fucking mess tonight. Oh, good job getting it fucking cut.
Bonfire of the Vanities. Oh, yeah. What a freak. The problem is, of course, I can't use my phone because it's being used as a camera. What the hell?
Therefore, you go to the fucking internet.
What have you just sent?
2 links from Facebook, and it put a massive Facebook string in front of it, or you just take the last link, which is direct from VDO that I sent from unplugging the camera from the thing. Yeah, so DZC. 3-player game. Playing with commanders.
Hey! Say hello to David, everybody.
Well, they would say hello if you put it on stream.
Well, oh yeah, that's a good point. I can see David, everybody.
Well done, dickhead. So yeah, 3-player game. I played Scourge for the first time. They're not my cup of tea. I may have been too aggressive with them. Same scenario that we played the game the other day. So the
what
H
aspect of the play style did you miss, do you think, with the Scourge? Just because to say they're not your cup of tea, you obviously must.
Their AA is only a 9-inch range.
Okay.
It stings like a freight train though because it hits on 2s.
Yeah.
It's not the best energy, but meh, semantics. And I don't know. The troops feel lackluster because they got wiped on their way into a building. Okay, that was from a command card, but they got wiped on their way into a building. So it seems more like if you're the defensive player, they might work better than offensive, but I don't know. So yeah, I played a 3-player game, me, Ricky, and Luke. Ricky played the Sheltari, so he could see if we could actually, if he liked the playstyle, to buy an army. He does, so that's that score settled as soon as it comes back into stock.
That was his second Sheltari game, wasn't it?
Or first.
What did he play the first time then?
UCM.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, I'd take Sheltari over UCM any day.
And Luke was playing PHR.
But that's he owns PHR, doesn't he?
He owns PHR, yes he does. So he's playing with his own minis. I think by the end of the second turn, I had no troops left to capture objectives, because this actually that is actually a good point.
That is a complaint that I have seen levelled online, is that
troops matter.
Yes. And if your troops are fragile, like as you say, the Scourge troops are not particularly robust.
I mean, they are only
there might be a list building thing where you need to overdo the troops.
Or make more, or take more of the elite troops.
Yeah,
because again,
I don't
they're
own
only
any of those.
Infantry. No, I know, neither do I. So yeah, and then tonight I'm beveling MDF Hills.
Are you
Start with
power tooling it then?
Knife.
Ooh. Everybody stand by. 999. That can't end well.
Not ended badly.
How did you find your Assassin's Creed for mold lines?
Not too bad, but not amazing either.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I know what you mean. What you were trying to do was be polite there and say, yeah, they're PVC mold line to bollocks. And they were so annoying.
I mean, better than Mantic's PVC.
Well, to be fair, yeah. I mean, no offense, no offense, Mantic, but your first generation of Restic,
PVC was
as you
dog
called
shit.
it,
Yeah.
glorified PVC, was bollocks. The quality of the casts was fucking terrible.
I will tell you what.
I can
We'll tell you what was worse than it though.
Yeah.
Finecast.
Yeah, that is true. They didn't at least have fucking bubbles, blisters, and bits missing, and it wasn't. And in fact, it had the opposite problem. I find the handful of Necron Finecast models I've assembled. Don't think I've done. I'm trying to remember if my Middle Earth Wraiths were Finecast.
I think thingy was. Is it Vargul?
The only Lord of the Middle Earth strategy battle game minis I've done are a metal Witch King of Angmar and a load of wraiths from the Army of the Dead, and I can't remember if they were shitecast off the top of my head. I've got a feeling they were, but I don't remember them being egregiously bad.
But is
Orican the Diviner was dog shit.
That's a nice bevel that I managed to take without taking any fingers off.
Oh, well done you. Okay, now. He's easily pleased, isn't he?
But kind of have to be when life's dog shit, mate.
So yeah, Orican the Diviner was fucking awful. Full of flaws, and he's got this obviously long skinny staff. And
I didn't realise it was an elevator.
Bits of it just break off. It's fucking terrible. Because it's so fragile, Finecast. If you cough, any tiny spindly things just snap. And they won't glue. They're just... There's no surface area, no contact for it. They're not... You can't plastic glue weld them. It's fucking impossible.
Other problem is they're spindly and brittle.
Yes.
And even if you try and pin it to fix it,
they're too
you
thin.
make a fucking dog's dinner of it because it's too thin.
Well, the bits on Orican's staff were like a fraction of a millimetre thick. So, you wouldn't have even been able to drill it for a 0.2 or 0.3 mil wire, because just the act of the drill bit, you can't get a drill bit through it. And I have got fine jeweler's wire, but the practical limitation is how do you drill? Because the smallest drill bit I've ever found is 0.3, but obviously drill bits, they don't. They create a hole slightly larger than the bit, don't they?
Yeah, speaking of which, for all of you people in the UK that like to frequent Lidl for your hobby products.
Oh yeah, of course. That's where you go.
$15.99 or $20.99 gets you a nice cordless Dremel.
Well, which is it? There's £5. That's a 25% price difference there, mate.
Well, it's still fucking cheaper than buying a proper Dremel.
True. To be fair, I think I got a Dremel for a tenner from Boys.
Yeah. But not
Admittedly,
every-
this was like back in the day. With inflation, I can easily see it being 15, 20 quid now.
And for those that remember Woolworths, you remember old Woolies in town, don't you, Paul?
I remember the one in Boston better.
Old Woolworths special Dremel.
Oh, you've got a
Don't you-
Woolies.
I've got a
Dremel.
Woolies Dremel I inherited from my grandfather.
Jesus Christ.
So yeah, that's a thing. But it's got a cord, and I don't like being restrained. So
Plus the fact you don't need the torque when you're working on minis.
no, I certainly don't need the torque when I'm working on minis, and I've just dropped a 18650 battery. Where the fuck did that go?
Tell you what, I'm glad I nearly slashed my finger off with this scalpel. That went really well. I shall check the chat, see if we have anybody. No, we don't. Where is everyone?
Probably hiding under a rock, doing what I was doing.
Finding better things to do.
Hobbying.
How
just without
dare
us
you?
present.
How very dare you, sir?
So yeah, basically I had my ass handed to me playing Dropzone Commander. It wasn't really a game to write home about. There we go. That's it in a fucking nutshell.
We're not even going to show pictures.
I don't even have pictures. That's how...
Because
fucking...
your tears broke your camera, did they?
No, I'm not that salty.
Fuck off, you are. Talking of salt, brace yourselves, everybody. There may be some sodium chloride flying in a bit.
What have we got to get salty about in a bit?
Oh, I'm
Other
just...
than me not playing fucking games properly.
No, I'm just gonna raise a flag. Red flag.
Well,
And to be fair, it is a bit of a red flag.
Oh dear.
Oh, I'll tell you what I watched earlier today, sir.
Go on.
A
Enlighten me before I slip
battle
and cut
report.
my fucking gut open like a pig. Yeah.
A battle report. Sorry for the coughing, everybody. I'm still not 100%. A battle report for Beyond the Gates of Antares.
Ooh.
And although it's not got the greatest lore, I had forgotten how fucking cool the whole game mechanic is. Because
isn't that like bolt action in space?
Correct. It's Rick Priestley. So obviously he's taken his own bolt action activation rule.
Mechanic.
With some variations actually. The battle report. Now I'm talking a bit as a noob here, but one of the players had this skimmer vehicle thing, and he was able to play 2 order dice on it.
Okay.
So that seemed a cool thing. Now I don't know if that's a rule for vehicles, that vehicles add multiple dice to the bag, or whether it was a faction rule, or why he was able to do it. But when he did it the first time, I thought, ooh, that's nice. That's a nice idea. So you've got that.
Pizza has arrived.
It's all D10 rather than D6.
Oh, D10s. Oh.
Which I think's cool, because it gives you more space.
Oh dear.
Why don't you like D10s?
I don't know. I just either seem to roll really low on them or really high on them. There's no in between. There doesn't appear to be a bell curve on my D10s.
Well, there isn't a bell curve on a D10.
There should be.
No, there shouldn't. Can't get a normal distribution off something that rolls equal probability of rolling every number. It will be a bar chart, a flat one. You can only get a normal distribution off for a multiple dice set. So 2D10, you could get a bell curve, but not 1D10.
Okay, smart ass.
Just saying.
I'm just scoffing pizza.
Yeah, we can tell. Yeah, so I think I'm going to be probably getting a starter set for that game. Because...
Thought you weren't buying new models this year, you twat.
Yeah, so did I. But it appears as I may have been wrong. We shall see.
What was the other thing I was going to say to you? Oh, actually, yeah, while I remember.
Mm-hmm.
In the next care package I send you,
Yeah.
do you want some of this stuff? Cork, like chippings.
I won't say no. I don't have a huge range and selection of basing material, to be fair. As I'll
tell you the other thing I'll do as well. I'll throw you together a pot of that David's Geek Get Ready sandy beach texture.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll try that. See how you compare to the OG original. Oh. Right, leave that alone or I'm going to end up cutting his thumb off.
I see you with your Assassin's Creed minis.
Yes.
Are you getting them ready for paint?
Yes. Right, you
Don't
will
you
do.
Don't you be getting ahead of me now?
Well, as I said to everybody at the beginning of stream, God, that fucking mold lines on this guy are fucking terrible. As I said to everybody at the beginning, my plan is to treat it like batch painting. I'm going to do the 4 apprentice assassins, the 3 travel stations, and probably all 30 of the crossbowmen. And then I'll be ready to play mission 1.
Fair enough.
But I tell you what, the fucking mold lining don't want to take this long, or I shall be losing my shit. Your base is a little bit warped, sweetheart, which is a shame.
Only like another 200 minis to go, Chuck. No, I will be going at these with a Dremel afterwards, but for now they're all right.
What do you mean you'll be going out? Oh, the bevels you've just hacked up.
Yeah. Remove the worst of the material with a Stanley knife, and then make it nice and soft with a Dremel.
So I missed what are you actually beveling?
The perimeter of my
Right.
rock formations.
Right. Oh shit.
Because the other thing is, MDF plus bedroom doesn't equal good time.
Now then.
Sorry, Mr. Bean, what are you humming at?
I'm just deciding. Right. I'm not going to need to use my keyboard for the next few minutes, so let's get some...
You're fucking it off out the way.
Yeah, I want to get a bin liner down, because airbrush, and I probably don't want to be spraying. Just going to take these miniatures. I don't want to be spraying it on my mobile, which is...
yeah. I mean, the
a
other
bit
thing
exposed and vulnerable.
I have noticed, you know, the other Sunday Salt night, I was spraying containers.
Yes.
I may have had some overspray and missed the mat I was spraying on, so I now have a nice green
Whoops.
desk.
I'm knocking
Luckily,
the place flying.
A little bit of isopropyl alcohol and the fucker will be off, but...
Oh, I'm not too bothered about getting crap on the desk. I just obviously don't want to get airbrush paint and spray all over my mobile. Right.
Now, I do have a question for you.
I know.
In relation to these hills. But I'll probably get some sand in a second.
Sand. Cockney sand.
Sand!
Right.
Right.
Engage air. Have the old wash cup there.
That's super glue that I didn't want to fuck off on the floor. Ah, fuck, my radiator is burning me. And I'm burning my hair. Fuck.
I hope that airbrush isn't too loud for everyone. I'm not actually seeing it hit on the OBS sound meter, so that's good.
Right.
I just need
now
a little bit of primer.
That's not really very coarse sand. Where did my coarser basing grip go?
I need to put my gloves on before I get paint everywhere.
Your fisting gloves.
My singular glove.
Oh, fisting glove. Sorry.
Yes. Don't need really one on this hand.
Don't need to double up.
No.
So, just before you get balls deep in painting,
Too late.
Obviously you can see my vid me.
Yeah.
Do I do like some little rocky rubble piles at the base of these and down like these scree faces here? With some sand and that cork bark chippings, or...
It's entirely up to you, mate. I probably would go round the base of it to blend it to the... What's your plan for that?
Plan for what? Basing grip, basing texture.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure about the vertical sides. I'm not sure if I'd bother with that, but...
Where? Oh, actually, I have another thing to show and tell. So, my local club, my local guy that likes buying a lot of GW terrain, happens to have had this and offered me for a steal of £4. Now, that needs building at some point.
What's
the
that?
ruined
yeah.
Hawking Academy from TTS. Which, from the looks of it, is 28 mil?
From TTS?
Tabletop Scenics.
Oh, right. I always think Tabletop Simulator when you say TTS.
9 MDF boards. So, a fair bit of terrain there. But first tonight, we're going to get the adhesive sealer and primer dial PVA from B&Q. Want to crack the neck off. Get the glue in the hole. Don't know whether to add any water to it. Probably should add just a little bit. Get my chippings. Get a piece that I can actually work with rather than the huge piece first. Then I'll go at the sander with that after. Oh, and I had an experience on Sunday evening with Snowflock, didn't I, Paul?
Yes, you did. You decorated yourself. It was well done. Good job.
And the room and everywhere else. And yeah, just moral of the story, people. 0.5 mil static grass goes everywhere, even if you sheet up.
Hold the front page. 1/2 mil static grass is very sensitive to static. Now then, that's intriguing. My airbrush has developed a leak. Yes.
What, on the... whereabouts?
I don't know, is the honest answer. Okay. Interesting, Mr. Bond.
But it might give you an excuse to upgrade to one with a tank.
Oh yeah, an excuse to spend some more money. How lucky am I?
Could be
Damn
worse.
Look, stop it, you stupid airbrush.
I'm sneezing, and I don't like it. Oh,
Allergies?
Not really allergic to anything other than bloody pollen with my hay fever.
And hard work.
You're a twat.
You're an engineer. I don't hold it against you.
Yeah, I don't sit in an office all day. I don't sit in an office all day. I get out there, do things, work. And don't you dare say you've never worked a day in your life, or I will actually murder you. Oh dear. So, this cork stuff was actually from where was it? It was for the winter, like the stuff you can Christmas. That's the word I'm thinking of. English, brilliant. It's like for the static villages and stuff as winter.
Yep.
I think it. Opinions. I don't know if that's too much, too little. If I can get some light on. Get some light on there. What do we reckon, boys and girls?
I would offer to put you on big screen, but I am a little bit covered in paint.
No, I know you're busy. It's more opinions from you, mate.
What are we looking at? What were we looking at?
The gritty stuff around the bottom, the bark chippings.
Oh yeah, that's fine. You don't need much. It's just to sort of like hide that angle, isn't it? Really.
Yeah. I don't want to perimeter the lot of it, but I'll tell you what I can do. I can sprinkle some of this sand on as well in a minute.
Oh, I'll tell you what I did do, which was an act of complete masochism. Watch that Angel Heralda's video about painting the Assassin's Creed white.
Oh, somebody taking inspiration from how I'm going to paint?
Absolutely not. There's no way I'm going anywhere near that. After he put on his third highlight and then got his airbrush out for detail highlighting, I was like, Angel, can I just stop you right there? Fuck off, mate.
No, you can't stop him right there. He's Spanish. He will do what he wants. He's a law unto himself.
Some people are too flash for their own damn good.
Yeah, you're not one of them people.
I am not. You are not speaking my language, Angel, my old son. Sorry
fuck
and
off.
all that.
Cork bark. It's good, it just seems to go everywhere. What's knocking? Oh, the mic against the light stand.
Fucking mold.
And then we've got to do the what's it called? The what's his face? Mel and Luke's how to seal stuff.
Hey?
PVA and water.
On your
Yeah.
cork stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, how are you going to do that?
What, PVA and water?
Yeah, well, are you going to drop a bottle there on your desk, or are you going to take it out, you know, somewhere else and do the old spray bottle, or what?
I've got a squirty bottle here.
You're just going to do it there and then?
Yeah, because I'm a monster.
You've probably got more control than I have. I get fucking stuff everywhere. I always do it on the kitchen in a big baking tray.
Yeah, but that's because you're old.
Right.
Here's a question. Should I put a couple of just patches on the top?
I think we're going to call those guys primed. Oh shit, there's tons of prime there.
What colour are you primed them? Grey?
Just this very pale grey, yeah.
Do you mean like white grey? Because that's what it is.
Yeah, it's actually
Vallejo.
it's just called grey, but
It's
fuck me,
not
it's
fucking
pale.
grey. Right, let's put a couple of clumps up on top as well.
Oh my god, that's so messy.
Because then I can put happy little bushes on top, like some sort of fucking what's his face.
Right. Are you serious? I've got fucking paint everywhere.
Bob Ross, happy little bushes. Yeah, but again, Paul, this is the reason why you're currently sheeting down to use an airbrush, and yet I can use an airbrush on my desk without sheeting down.
Yes, because I am a messy bastard. Come
Messy bastard is probably an understatement.
on. What the hell? Oh, I bet I know what that is. Yeah, that's fine. I know what that is. Get off.
Right. Off you fuck.
Off you pop.
Off to the shops. Oh, I didn't tell you how bloody Bennett Works Monday went, did I? Because we've barely spoken this week, really.
Yeah.
Alphonse.
Good name.
Alphonse, Johannes's dog, got out.
Oh, the Dachshund?
Yeah, the Dachshund got out while Ben was making a cup of tea, and I'd gone up the hallway to get something else, I think.
Yeah.
And Ben came back to him, and the Dachshund had ate his lunch.
Dachshunds will do that.
I know, Ben wasn't best pleased. Yeah, that was Monday, actually. The only thing I would say is, because I'm like a dog, my basing texture has hair in it.
That's fucking nuts. Right.
What's fucking nuts, mate?
Right. It's fine. Don't get stressed.
Don't panic. Don't panic, Mr. Mannering. I'll get some glue on there in a minute. I don't know on this particular set if to just go with like the mortar actually and do like a finer deserty sand, and then this is sticking up out of it. I don't know what you reckon.
Oh, shit.
But at the moment, you sound like you're having a nightmare with some other stuff.
Well, it's just there's little bits of paint everywhere, and I just want to. This polyurethane primer, I want to make sure this airbrush is clean as I can get it clean without going insane and fucking stripping it on stream, which I'm sure will be as entertaining as nothing for everybody to watch.
Watching paint dry?
Yeah, literally.
Right, that's the first hill done.
Go on, blast through.
I think that's looking alright, don't you, Paul?
Yeah, it's looking good, mate.
1 hill down, 4 more to go.
It's like my fucking kill team nightmare all over.
Quite like these, because obviously these are made from
Right.
complete and utter
Calling it.
scrap.
Turn the compressor off or it blows a gasket. Discharge the air. Take off the pipe. Sorry, mate, you were saying?
I said I love these because these are obviously made completely and utterly from scratch. So.
Oh yeah, your hill set.
Yeah. Expanding foam, ladies and gentlemen. Really good with cork at making effective hills. That's a Luke APS special.
Whoop, 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 whoop. There's a brush in here. Right.
But
Down there. Make sure that's rinsed. Jesus, could have done with cleaning that water. Never mind.
What water's that?
Paint and water. It's a bit crappy. Right.
Story of your life, isn't it? Are you going with Decktown on them models?
Probably.
Yeah.
So, primer done.
Decktown, it's an amazing colour. Get it, everyone.
So,
Kind of want organic blobby shapes, but I'm struggling to make organic blobby shapes.
yeah, we need to decide what we're going to do with these. Now then, where's this reference picture that we had before? I guess, do we paint the insides as white? Or...
What, the insides of the capes?
Yeah, these the
No.
lady apprentices have got their capes folded, their coats folded back.
One could make an argument to not paint the insides white, so that in theory the cape is universal, and then you can have like black on the inside, like Ezio. Ezio Auditore di Firenze, or whatever it is.
Firenze.
Firenze.
Yeah, that could be a thing.
Because then in theory you're getting 2 for the price of 1.
I guess we should do their leggings black. Maybe.
Right, let's have a fight with some.
So we have 2 designs. Oh my god, look at that mold line.
Oh, you still found a mold line after you primed?
Yeah, as you often do. Everybody else find that? The primer just highlights all the mold lines beautifully.
Put some more in there. Put some more there, more there. Right. Put some more there.
Yeah, well.
Try not to get cork fucking chippings everywhere, David. You don't want to be picking cork chippings out your bedroom floor in like 2 weeks.
So we've got bracers, face mask. I'm guessing the bracers are, yeah, okay, right. I see. So the blind man to his deaf daughter.
I don't know whether I should be applying more of this and then just trying to seal it in a nice pile, or what I should be doing. Do you know what I mean? I'm guessing at making terrain, boys and girls, it's going about as well.
He's winging it! Right. To be fair, mate, that's what you do with terrain. Just wing it. It's all by eye and judgment anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, this is my AOS terrain anyway.
Right. First
And I
of
know
all,
that sounds odd to say make a set of desert hills for AOS,
let's
but
put
my
down skin
orc
tones.
army is on that kind of themed basing, so therefore it is a thing.
What's time? It's 9 o'clock. Time's getting on. Right.
Anyway, Salt Bay, seeing as I'm drizzling sand on this like some sort of fucking master chef.
Yeah.
What did you want to trigger me with, seeing as you made a salt warning earlier?
I wasn't triggering. I'm not going to trigger you. I'm just warning everybody else. You and I might get going. You and I might
what
get
should we?
fucking.
What should we get going about, eh?
Right.
Who should we start kicking the shit out of this week?
Let's let that water soak into the old wet palette a bit. I want to change that paper really. Does anybody else think that perhaps I've had my value for money out of that and should change it? No, get some weeks more use out of that yet. Tight. Right. Whoa. What I was gonna let's start with. Select this. Let's select. We've done all of that. So actually, let's not select that. So let's try this. Ta-da!
What's this?
So obviously GW made their announcement recently. About squats. So I had a little bit of a dig around because obviously I am of an age, and I went and found some of my squats. And I've got a few pictures. I took a few pickies earlier today to show everybody.
To highlight them.
Back in the day, I had a full squat Brotherhood. I think it was 4 units of 8 men, with heavy weapons, etc. But I don't know if they've got all of my models. I've got some. These are for those in the know, these are the old school plastics. So the posability leaves a little bit desired, as you can probably see some of them sticking their las guns out like pistols. They're not the most robust looking weapons, and the posing's a little bit awkward on them. But you've got to remember, this kit was from what, 89? 88?
Early 90s then,
was
basically.
It? No, it
well,
can't.
I don't know.
It can't have been, mate, because I went to university in 89, and I was playing with these at least a year or a year and a half before that. So it must be 88-ish, maybe even 87. I can't remember. But this is an old GW plastic kit. So these are my plastic squats. Essentially follows a formula. You've got a quilted tabard and all got las guns, but nostalgia, eh? Nostalgia. I love the design aesthetic on them. The peak caps, the sunglasses, they're just awesome. These are some of the heavy weapon guys. So we've got some classic old heavy weapons, some with not drilled out barrels. Looking at you, las cannon. So you got a multi-melter, heavy.
Are you going back to them and fixing that?
Probably. Heavy plasma gun, las cannon, another heavy plasma gun, and conversion beamer. Who remembers conversion beamers? These numbers, as everybody might have noticed, are the squad numbers that I put on for them. And we've got these dudes who are as cool as hell. Oh, I just need to shout out, 90% of these models were painted by a friend of mine called Chris, who was one of those best friend people that you just, when you meet him, hang on to him for life. He was such a cool guy, and he loved painting, and painted my entire guard army pretty much, and my entire squat army pretty much, because he was just that sort of guy. He's fucking absolute legend, he was. But these are the Psychers. So these are the squat ancestor models, and they have the psychic powers for the squats. They have these weird, like, psychic force sword things and las pistols. Now,
I mean, you can tell it's from the 80s.
Yes, definitely. And this is essentially squat Terminator armor. So it was called Exo armor in the fluff, and the guy with the little weird curly horns is the Warlord, hence the W, and the Warlord, when it came in a unit with a dedicated bodyguard called Hearthguard, which is what the H's are for. And essentially these guys have all got bolters and power axes and a fucking 2-up save and other nonsense. So they were hard as nails. And then we've got some of the, now, as well as the plastic kit, there were a load of metal squats that were released in blisters for Rogue Trader. So these middle two guys are generic squats from those Rogue Trader blisters. I've got a feeling I've got a ton more of them somewhere. I just can't remember where they are, because I had like a guy with a converted power fist and like a bionic head, but I don't know where I've put half of it, to be honest. Then there you could also get a squat tech marine. Squat tech marine?
That sounds pretty fucking good.
Which is the guy there on the right as you're looking at it. And on the left, you have a servitor. Are servitors a thing anymore?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is a squat servitor. So hence the half bionic head and the fact he's had his limbs transplanted with fucking connectors and claws. So yeah, a couple of exotic squat models for you. And then we have the heavy support options. So the red item, the red carriage there is what the classic squat thud gun that was unique to them. That had this weird blast template that was, I think it was 4 1-inch markers, and you place the first one, and then they were all held together in by pins, and you rotated the others around the first one and it went in a daisy chain.
Well, like a daisy chain.
It was a weird thing. So we got the thud gun. The red thing is actually the Tarantula weapons platform that I think when I got it came with guardsmen, but the squats could take it, so I robbed it.
Therefore, the squats got it.
And the blue carriage, they did, I think it's an autocannon profile, just on an old World War One sort of cannon carriage, and the item in the front here is the iconic mole mortar, which is a mortar that fires tunneling shells that tunnel underground and then burst up. So
that's pretty fucking cool.
It was a brilliant idea, inaccurate as fuck, but I think it was like a 2-inch template. It was basically like a frag grenade that had about a 40-inch range and was indirect. It wasn't very accurate and it wasn't very powerful, but it was a great little piece.
And boy, was it fucking funny.
Now, back in the day, you can probably see these guys have had their bases removed because they came with separate bases, and the whole thing was 3 separate models. But I had an idea before I packed these away for posterity to actually put it on one big 40 or 60mm base. Hence, I cut the bases off these guys. So I need to finish that at some point, take these tabs off and glue the whole assembly onto a single base. Because there's no need.
Get them ready for the new squat release.
Well, you've pretty much read my mind, mate. Because that's exactly what that's why I got all that stuff out. So that's the first thing. A little bit of nostalgia for those of us who remember, and for those of us who weren't there, some God help us models from the 80s, just to show that GW have come a long way with their models.
The advent of CAD did wonderful things.
So let's not do that. So, as everyone, obviously, I'm an OG squat player, so I squats were my first army for 40k, and here's where we talk about the new releases. Let's turn David on so he's here as well.
Yeah, I'm just paying attention down, looking down.
Here's where I am excited, but also I'm as nervous as hell. So here's that plastic kit with the original squats. I've got some of these somewhere in a biscuit tin. I don't know where. I think they're with my Imperial Guard Rough Riders, because the horses were... It's one of them big double layer biscuit tins, so everything's stood up and packed with foam. And
what you mean You mean the ones that usually people use for putting sewing equipment in?
Yeah, whatever. I have got some plastic epic squats somewhere. I didn't have too much of the metal stuff, so I think I've got a land train or a couple of carriages, but I didn't have like the Colossus cannon. Oh no, the thing I've got is the thing at the back with the gyrocopter landing platform. That's what I've got. I haven't got the land train. I haven't got these. Look at this rocket. Oh my Christ. Or is that a cannon? It's a cannon, isn't it? The stuff was so cool. But yeah, I'm sure I can pick these up for about 500 quid each on eBay now. Don't you think?
What? Now squats are actually released?
Yeah. I'm sure I can pay stupid money if I want to get all of these epic assets. So yeah.
So you're a little bit excited, but also nervous.
The thing that I'm excited for, the new... I quite like the look. I know that it's been controversial. Obviously, we're dropping the squat moniker because it's not bankable. We're going with Leagues of Votann because we can put TM and copyright on that. Fair enough. It is what it is. I quite like the look. I know it's received a lot of bitching and moaning online, but I think it's pretty cool. I'm assuming this is the version of the Exo Armor, which looks way more elegant and less chunky than my old models. But what makes me nervous is money. I really want to say, and I was talking to my mate Patrick at Club on Tuesday, I really want to say, yeah, I'm going to be getting a squat army. It's going to definitely be happening, because it was like my first love and I want to go back there. But I'm just got this awful feeling in my gut that we're going to have a battle box released and it's going to be like 130 quid for 20 odd minis. And it's just like, I can't. It's just stupid money. Absolutely stupid money.
I will also wander in. It's GW in its 9th edition.
Yeah, well, yeah, that is the other aspect of, do I really want to play 40k? Probably not. But I'm that's less problematic for me than it is for you, because it is what it is. I know what I'm letting myself in for. If I wanted to play, if I wanted to take my squats out for a spin, I could do it. But I'm sorry, Games Workshop. I'm telling you now, I don't go to tournaments. I just play with my mates here. at club. If you put these things out and they're like fucking £5 for an infantry model, 40 quid for a fucking walker, and 70 quid for a vehicle, I'm buying the shit out of Forge Fathers and proxying it, and you can just go spin, because I ain't made of money. I can't, I can't afford your prices. You're crazy people. You're absolutely crazy. So I am hyped as I could possibly be for a release from Games Workshop, which is fairly hyped. But at the same time, I'm fucking dreading it. Absolutely dreading it.
I don't want to be the guy that always seems to be kicking the shit out of the puppy in the corner.
Yeah.
But you're gonna regret it. I can fucking tell you now. You're gonna look at them. All of the minis are gonna be gorgeous and beautiful,
Yeah,
and then
I
they'll
know.
suddenly tell you what the fucking pricing is, and then you'll be, oh god. And don't forget the other thing that you aren't a particular fan of, because whilst GW do produce some very fucking nice models, and they are fucking gorgeous and the market leaders, they're gonna have 1 billion details on them, and they're fucking squats.
But I am liking the prospect that they're going to be a fairly elite army. They've sort of leaned into...
it's mini, like, you've not got hundreds and thousands of minis to print. You've only got...
They've definitely leaned into... I mean, you've got to read between the lines. They haven't overtly said it. But there are hints here that they've got super tech. They've got technology that predates the Age of Strife. So some of the stuff is the old lost human STC technologies. It's stuff that the AdMech, even the AdMech, haven't rediscovered or don't even understand. So with this sort of high tech way the army works, hopefully it's going to be relatively low unit count, quite elite. Pardon me.
Like Custodes.
Yeah. Maybe not as absurdly elite as Custodes.
No, but
that would annoy me a bit. I don't like Custodes because the idea of going to war with 3 models just seems retarded. But hopefully they're not going to be a horde army, which, like say, will mitigate the expense, but I don't know. It's Games Workshop. They can't fucking help themselves, can they?
They currently have everyone who is over the age of about 30, and they've got their balls in a vice.
Yeah.
And we've already seen their tactics as of late. Because I would also put money on the fact that if they're doing a battle box, they'll put an exclusive mini in the battle box, and you'll have to buy the 130 quid box if you fucking want it.
That's a guaranteed. That's guaranteed. I am not a miniatures collector in that regard. So if there's like one particular version of a squat commander or something that I can only get in this box, I'll pass that by. I'm perfectly happy to pass that by. I will not lose any sleep at night passing that by.
You've not got any FOMO on that.
Absolutely not. I've got zero FOMO. As long as I can field the army, I don't care if my model's version 1 to 20 or whatever. I don't care. As long as I've got a model to represent what I need. But it's more just the fact that the models themselves, it's like I want to expand my Tzeentch demons, but I'm not paying the fucking prices. You know, they're just absolutely ridiculous money for models. It's too much. And the last thing that I want to talk about today because by the time I've talked about this, I think I'll be pretty much done, is this. Because this is the other thing about getting hyped about the squats. I am getting absolutely sick of the fucking way that they release these new codexes and they are broken AF. And
Wait, what are we bitching about now? Are we bitching about fucking what's it called? The Harlequins.
Yeah. So the Harlequins, which are now part of the Eldari Codex and don't have a codex of their own
Anymore.
They absolutely stormed the gates at the Adepticon tournament. Essentially, I think the top 3 lists were the same list, with, like, as is shown here, give or take. I think some of them had the extra cheap troops, some of them had extra Star Weavers for transports, but essentially it's like minimum cost troops, dedicated transports to protect them, and then take 3 slots full of 3 Void Weavers. And all the lists were identical. Take the Psyker and the Troop Master and the Death Jester. It's like, fuck off. And they came 1, 2, and 3, and 4 was battlesuits.
Battlesuits.
And, because it's Games Workshop, they do sort of intimate, oh yeah, it's not very good, we are keeping an eye on it, and then they try to be all jokey about it, and then they helpfully tell you how you can beat the army, and frankly, I think this takes the piss, because what they're effectively saying is the people who are at Adepticon, like the top 40k competitive players in the States, they were saying, you don't know how to play our game. You could have easily beaten them.
Yeah, what you actually needed to take was a completely different list and tailor to the meta, and then lose every other game at the table because it wasn't actually a decent list for dealing with other armies and other problems that you will see at a tournament.
Yeah, what you should have done you should have built to beat Harlequins. And like you say, lose to every other faction.
This isn't fucking Magic the Gathering.
It's such a stupid argument, isn't it? It's like, oh well, if you do this and this and this and this, you'll beat the Eldari. Yeah, I will beat the Eldari. I'll beat the Harlequins, sorry, maybe. But what I won't have is any high AP, low weapon, low shock models, so I won't be able to beat fucking knights, and I won't be able to beat, I don't know, Imperial Guard tanks. It's just like,
or
fuck
Neds.
Off. It's just fuck off. And obviously, I think this has been out a while now, and I think they're releasing a balanced data slate this week. This is the 4th of April, so this is Monday. So I'm guessing Monday coming, they're probably releasing a balanced data slate.
No, in GW, it'll be over the weekend.
Well, whenever. It does say here next week in the text somewhere. I don't want to read it because A, I'm sure everybody's sick of hearing about it, and B, it just is enough to make you feel slightly bilious, frankly.
Fucking Vietnam flashbacks.
Yeah. It's just the whole patronising bullshit tone and the, oh yeah, well, and I've watched a couple of YouTube videos, and they just say, how did it get through playtesting? How did the people that do the playtesting miss the fact that it was so easy to optimize this list? Because in the text here it discusses all the bloody rules, like this Blaze of Life, this Sadath, or however you pronounce that characterization. Essentially what they can do, they've got an ability that means that they can fix your hit rolls, I think it is, or is it wound rolls? I can't remember which, but basically they can mean that you need a 4+ to hit or wound, whichever it is, and you can't modify it. So you can't use bonuses to hit. You can't use whatever it is. You just have to. So 50% of your shots will miss. End of story. Don't cry about it. It's over. They also have a 4-up invul, I think, on every single model. So 50% of your successful wounds will fail on that. And they have this laughing god, whatever it is, something laughing god rerolls. So essentially the army has about 3 to 5 rerolls per game round on top of its stratagem rerolls. You know, it's fucking stupid.
May I just say, this is kind of, I know we've touched on it on the Sunday nights and stuff, but this is why I get pissed off with GW. It's a lack of playtesting. It's a lack of understanding of the game and the tournament scene.
But the thing is, just listen to what you've said. It's a lack of understanding of the game. How can you be the fucking game designers and not understand your own game? It's absolute madness.
The other thing is the patronising articles and the jokey articles on their community pages.
Well, yeah, like we've just read.
Here's how you fix this, or look at the new hotness that's coming and get excited and hyped about it, or again, fucking April Fool for the squat release. Why?
Well, again,
what was funny about it? What was?
To be fair, they even tried to make that a joke within a joke. It was like a jokeception, because they said in the response article, this was an oversight and could have happened. It was just a mistake. It could have happened to everyone. Mistake my ass. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
They released a news article and nobody thought, oh, is this a good one to release on the 1st of April? Shouldn't we just release a news article about what's coming out next month for Blood Bowl or something? So,
it was done. It was done with all intention, wasn't it?
Yeah, of course.
And that's what I mean. We're not everyone that's in the hobby and likes GW is fucking 12 and finds that kind of shit funny. Are you still there, Paul?
Yeah. I mean, I again, maybe it's because I'm a 50-year-old man, but I find the whole fucking April Fool's thing tired as fuck anyway. If I never see or hear another April Fool, I'll be good. Thanks very much.
Bollocks.
Yeah, pretty much what I think. Bollocks.
No, I just had a fight with some sand, and the sand won.
Yeah. I don't get it. It's like on April. Well, I don't know what day was April the 1st. 4th was Monday, 3rd was Sunday, 2nd was Saturday, 1st was Friday. So on Saturday, or I think it was, I was trying to watch some YouTube, and like I said to you the other day, after I clicked on the 4th video that came up in my subscription feed,
shit got
and
funny,
it was quite obviously a load of old bollocks, you know.
Discourse video.
Yeah, and Commissar Gamza or whatever, I'm quitting 40k. I'll piss off. Piss off, you're not quitting 40k. Piss off with your clickbaity fucking April Fool bollocks. Tired of it.
So, sir, have you got a second to look up from your painting?
I have.
Hang on, let me get my video up so I can see what I'm... Look at this.
Do you know what? This dark flesh colour, it's not often you'll hear me criticise, but Vallejo model colour dark flesh, everybody, is fucking horrible. It is so yellow. I do not understand for a minute. Let's go in close with David. There you go. That looks appetizing, mate. Looks like some sort of dessert.
Expanding foam blancmange with a side of cork, sand, and chippings.
That looks good.
So we got 2 low down ones like that. So we got this one as well. We got this one.
I like it. That does look nice. Those are just literally cork chips, yeah?
Yeah, just cork chips, and then I've just sprinkled over some sand.
Is that over the whole of the... Oh,
Yeah,
just on the
over
cork.
all the just over the chippings.
Yeah, just to give you different grades of...
Yeah, because again, the sand will probably end up going, but what I'm thinking with that is it's something absorbent with something unabsorbent, so when I seal it, it might help it stick better.
Is that stuff just resting on there for now, then?
Yeah, I've put glue down, put it on top, and then I'm going to seal the lot of it with a glue water mix.
Yes. I don't. If anybody knows what you would possibly use this dark flesh colour for, please let me know in the comments.
Then we have this one.
I can't imagine you would use it for painting flesh. I like that one. I like that a lot. Wait, has that got some big holes in it?
Yeah.
Are they going to be okay? Do you need to fill them, do you think? Or
No, I'm not going to fill them. I'm just going to leave them as like crags running through the rock because it runs down and through, and it'll let all the wash pool down like a waterfall, like the water would actually run. Do you know what I mean?
If you can get the paint inside. How you going to do the base coats on them? Spray aerosols.
Yes. Yeah, aerosol prime then airbrush.
Nice.
But no, they're looking good.
Good terrain.
And they've been sat on my hobby desk for ages, so I thought, fuck it, I'm going to get them finished.
So
this is the only one I'm a little disappointed with.
Why?
It's got a really nice front face.
Yeah.
Like a really, really nice front face.
Yeah.
And then its backside is a bit...
It does look a bit weird because it's so steep and smooth. Yeah. You might have been better going rock all round, but...
Yeah, again, this was just a kilo of cork that I used, and this is what I had to make the set I wanted. Do you know what I mean?
Fair enough.
Of matching the heights and stuff. I mean, again, the other thing is that was the other reason for building it like this and giving it such a big, weird arse end, was so that I had 3 good line of sight blocking pieces for AOS.
Yeah.
Because obviously it's big enough and tall enough that it will hide. You could fucking hide a demon prince behind there.
What base colour am I going to put on this white?
Deck tan.
Is it?
Deck tan is the shout. Deck tan is the call that's gone up.
Deck tan, you say? Deck Tanyan. Hiya, Ricky.
Oh, he's here. He's with us.
Ricky's just joined. Hey, what are you doing, mate? What have you been up to, apart from jumping out trying to scare old men?
What?
Well, he's just shouted boo in the comments. I'm assuming he was trying to sort of give me a heart attack.
I wouldn't bother. Your fucking diet's going to do that eventually.
That is fair. That is a good shout.
Or your fucking fried breakfast every weekend.
Every Sunday, whether I need it or not.
But also, I don't think that's too bad, considering that pot was obviously the pot itself was bigger. I've got a big bag of it.
Yeah.
But that pot was full, and I've used what, a third of it? So,
what number is frickin' Deck Tan?
it's in a weird place. I know that.
I know that.
I know that, my lover, because I got a brand new combine harvester, and I'll give you the key.
You bought me it, didn't you? I've got stone.
No, you've already owned it.
No, I didn't.
I didn't buy it.
Oh, Oh, maybe I did buy it on Amazon. Yeah, I did actually.
Yeah, I was going to say you did. You did. Because you owned it before I did, and then you were complaining about the fact that I was using it so much.
Well, I'm fucked if I can find it. Oh, found it. Why is it not in its... what? Oh, I know why. Right. Dectan, you say?
Yeah, I definitely think so.
Dectanion and then 3 Muskehounds. So Ricky is painting a GTR R34 Skyline. Now, so is that a large scale car model, Ricky, or am I predicting that that's actually Gasland scale?
If it's Ricky, I think that will be a probably 124 big boy JDM car.
Oh, do you think not
I
the
know,
Gaslands?
I have been over to Ricky's house and I have seen under his TV and the models that he has painted.
Well, it's for Gaslands, so point to me.
Ah.
Ha ha ha.
Is he putting colour shift on it? Because he seems to put colour shift on everything at the moment.
To be fair, though, those Japanese cars might look rather cool with a bit of colour shift on.
And thank you, Ricky. I now have that fucking Instagram song going through my head.
What Instagram song?
I'll play it for you after a bit. Basically, there's a JDM theme that just plays on a loop on Instagram. And for the past couple of weeks, I've had it in my head all day at work. Just... Yeah, my head works weird.
Just need to listen to more music. Displace that trash.
It's not trash. It's a hot mess. Slight problem with my spray bottle. Just gone to spray my PVA and water mixture, my nozzle's blocked.
Yeah, that does happen. What I do when I've used mine is I fill a washing up bowl with clean water, and then I spray, just pull the nozzle and that out of the bottle and spray through the water, clean water.
Yeah, well,
and that stops it blocking.
That is a decision I will have to take after.
Because the thing is, now you've blocked it. I don't know if you found this, but as you pull the trigger, and if it's got solidified PVA in it, because it's just a soft plastic assembly, it just eventually busts on the inside. So it'll
I'm getting. If you look at the camera, I'll move this so that it's not so drippy. I'm getting like a little.
Okay, so it's got an enlarged prostate.
It's just spaffing everywhere.
Yeah, so it's probably just reached middle age and got prostate trouble. Easily fixed. Replace it with a younger, newer model.
But anyway,
this is very beige. This deck tan.
No, it's not beige.
Yes, it
Put
is.
Put a black wash on it. You'll be fine.
I am gonna null oil the crap out of this stuff because I did find a great speed painting video from a Australian guy. I think he is. I want to say.
Show and tell time. Show and tell time.
Yeah.
If I don't drop them, Gaslands gates in pieces that I need to assemble. So that's my job next.
So look. Oh, they're cool.
And then I got the member to go across.
Cross member, yeah.
Yeah, and then I've got to also print off the gate 1, 2, 3, 4, start, finish, blah.
What's that, like the banner that hangs from the frame?
Yeah, well, it drops in the front of the gantry that goes across the top.
Yeah.
Is a thing. I'm away next week, so I don't know what I'm going to take with me to paint.
A whole week.
I know, a whole week, Monday to Sunday.
Um,
So no club for me this week. No stream for me next week. I might pop by and just raid chat though while I'm here and be annoying, like I generally am. Oh, I didn't tell you what I did at the weekend with the little 6-year-old.
go
We
on.
played some Gaslands.
Oh wow!
He fucking loved it. Just simple, use the templates and rolling the shift dice. No shooting at each other or
So you
messing
just
around
played it
or
as
that
a
kind of thing.
played it as a racing game, effectively.
Yes, with him. And I got my 4-foot by 4-foot deep cut map that I've been playing on out, and I got the Gaslands terrain out, and we played. And then he sat playing on the map for a bit because I was sorting some stuff out with Mum. So he was just playing with them like normal toy cars. And then later in the afternoon, Daddy, can we play Gaslands again? Can we play Gaslands again? I'm like, not right now, buddy, because you need to be going back to your mum's. But I'll bring the stuff so we can play next week. So I've got to take a 4-foot by 4-foot map with me and my box of Gasland stuff.
Cool.
But I'm glad he enjoyed playing it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I bet
And
you are.
so much so, I went over to have him last night. Never usually plays with toy cars at his mum's. Guess what he's got out on the bedroom floor?
Excellent.
All his toy cars, the mat, everything.
So are you going to stat up or point up some of his own toy cars so he can use his own cars?
Yeah, I've already bought him a set for mine to play with, and I'm gonna get him to paint them. So he can paint them what colours he wants for the game.
Yeah.
But no, I am one happy father.
I was just thinking if you could get him a way for him to play with his own model cars, that would probably be even better. He'd love that even more.
Yeah.
His cars that he knows.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, obviously, he's got a set of toy cars at mine that he has, and then I've bought a set of Zero diecast ones from like B&M for cheap.
Yeah.
That I'm gonna sit with him, convert up how he wants them to be.
Yeah, sure.
And he can paint them how he wants them. Then they're his cars.
Yeah, I'm just thinking if he's got Hot Wheels stuff at home, and like you say, if you're playing it as just a racing game, they don't need weapons as such, do they?
No, well, again, I was thinking Demolition Derby and crashing into one another is sort of the extent I'm going to go to. I'm not going to whip out the MMG and other stuff.
No, to be fair, I think you're probably right. It'll engage him more.
And he was, that little gear shift thing that I printed out?
Yeah.
He was in love with that.
I bet he was.
So.
That's super cool.
Well, he painted a Stormcast last year. I've got to find his other one for him. I might take that with me next week so he can have a paint with that if I put the paints in the car as well. And then I'll be in Mum's best books. Small child's got paint everywhere. Yeah, it's not my problem.
Not my house.
Exactly. I mean, to be fair, the other thing I have said about doing for him is 3D printing some stuff. So next week as well, I'm going to take my laptop with me and sort out some quotes for the lads that I've got quotes to do for this end.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say to Oscar, like, come sit with Daddy for half hour or an hour if it's pissing down, and we'll go through and see what you want and then print them at double scale for him so that he can see the details better for painting. Because that's the only thing on that Stormcast he did struggle a bit to do, like the beads and bits. So, we're 15 minutes before the end of the stream. What else was on your list to talk about? Because I had a rant topic, didn't I?
You were gonna go. You would got a few Kickstarters.
Yes. So
or Patreons or whatever they were.
Yeah,
Two models.
This week, unfortunately, it's ended now, but I backed the Battle Drill Volume 2 Kickstarter for 50 quid, I want to say. And for that 50 quid, you get a shit ton of minis, some terrain, and you get the stuff from Volume 1. So the game itself, D6 based, 3 to 6 minis aside, basically capture the flag, sort of get the crystals, fuck off with them. From what I've seen in the rulebook. Printed the demo model, which I'll run and get for people as show and tell in a minute. But yeah, it looks an alright game, and I had the fucking inspired idea to also use the minis for Stargrave, because Stargrave seems to be becoming a thing at the club. So I'm planning on printing them out, and then doing some Stargrave and doing some Battle Drill with them as well.
I didn't realize people were playing Stargrave at your club.
Yeah, Reese is Stargrave, Wayne's Stargrave. Yeah.
Cool.
So that will probably end up being a thing on my list because multi-person minis is like my jam. Then we come to the slight disappointments this week.
Do I need to go to your computer screen while you're talking?
Or I haven't got it open because obviously I flew in and sorted stuff out.
That's fine then. You keep free forming then.
I'll free form. Punga Miniatures have a Patreon. It's, I want to say $10 a month or something like that. Beautiful minis for Blood Bowl. Can't fault them for that.
Yeah, we saw a few weeks ago you did, months ago.
Halflings.
The halflings, yeah.
The halflings that were my painting company the other month, they were from Punga. Gorgeous minis, $16. Fucking worth every penny. Then they did, so that was December, January. Then February, March was Savage Orcs. So think of not the Iron Jaws from AOS, but the Tribey Boys. Don't know what their actual name is. But
I used to know, but I've forgotten.
Indian style.
Yeah, they were Savage Orcs in Old Fantasy, but they had a new name, didn't they?
Yeah, they've got a new name now. They did a Blood Bowl team for them. That wasn't my jam. I unsubscribed. No big issue there. We got some teasers. Last year, however, there was a big thing about their Nurgle team being split over 3 months, and you didn't get a full usable team until you'd sub for all 3 months. And secondly, in that time period, they didn't have any customer contact or that kind of thing. I'm on their Discord. Their customer service isn't brilliant with feedback or coming back, because I've posted up 2 files with issues. No one ever bothered to reply.
What were the issues? Serious ones?
Yeah, like it will not print kind of issue without fixing it. So I went and fixed it. But again, annoying. This month, i.e. April, I'm resubscribing, and the only reason I am resubscribing is because they've done a release that ties in with the Halflings, which were obviously 2 months ago. So it's all of the support players. There's some gorgeous referees. There's a gorgeous chef, that kind of stuff. There's some really nice minis in there. It's the only reason I'm resubscribing, and we'll see what comes out next month.
Just to complete your halfling set.
Yeah, just to complete my halfling set. I am a little bit dubious of they're going to do the same thing for Savage Orcs, and then they'll be 5 months into the year, and they've released a team in the year, because obviously the halflings got split over Christmas, just before Christmas and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So bit disappointing. But again, they are getting better because they are at least now posting and saying, like, here's your preview for next month. Subscribe if you want. And again, they're a Patreon model. So you're paying $8 to $10 or whatever it is.
How
and
much
you get
notice do they give you with the previewing?
about just over a week, usually.
Okay.
I'm just seeing if I can.
I mean, I get what you're saying about it's being annoying, but this business about like splitting things over 2 or 3 months, and even like do half, switch to something else, then come back to the other half.
Yeah.
It is, you know, it is a good retention trick. Because if you've done it a couple of times, people are like, well, I might as well stay subscribed because I'm going to get the other half of this in a month or two.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Because again, it's like there's that element of human psychology, isn't there? The bloody minded will say, fuck you, I'm unsubscribing this month and I'll just resubscribe next month because I know what you're doing. But a lot of people will just, the inertia will kick in and they'll just say, yeah, I might as well stay subscribed because...
There we go. I have got my screen live now.
And I can understand why that's annoying. Let's go to your desktop then. David's screen. Watch. Just let me watch stream. Ta-da! Hopefully that's working for everybody.
We'll see in a second. Some of the Patreon stuff that's been released this month that for ones I support is gorgeous.
That is fucking amazing. Is that Punga or is that somebody else?
That's not Punga. That's Titan Forge.
Oh, okay. They look fucking killer.
There is they do some D&D stuff, bits and pieces. The one I'm most hyped for is like this guy for Frostgrave because he's gorgeous AF.
Oh my god, those models, man.
The rune craft enchanter, because yeah, why not? And the female version. And then gold crossbow and some like Archeo bomb people that are obviously applicable for Age of Sigmar. So that's the open post for what's available this month with Titanforge.
Is that one that you're subscribed to or not?
That's one I have been subscribed to for like 2 years and stay subscribed to it because it is
stuff's amazing.
The stuff is amazing. There is so much that's useful.
Can you buy it aftermarket?
Yes, you can buy it aftermarket, and this is a point I'm going to come to in a second.
Okay.
I just want to see if there's the teaser, or it might be in Discord actually. I mean, yeah, you get epic bosses through Artisan Guild. Look at this motherfucker.
Jesus.
Two-headed Troll King.
It's awesome.
Like there is some good stuff, and this stuff's coming pre-supported. Like it's amazing. And again, there's some cool little bits and pieces. Titan Forge do a painting contest, and have winners, etc. So they have some cool looking minis from last month, and their Forge and that kind of stuff. So again, there's some really nice bits and pieces here. Is Punga on here, and do they have the teaser for next month? Let's see. Let's go for a search. Punga miniatures. Come on. Yeah, so it's £8 a month plus VAT, so it's a tenner basically.
Yeah.
You get some welcome box items. Get the support staff, Savage Orcs, blah, 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 from that. So these were the Savage Orcs the other month that they did. With their February release preview. And obviously the old Halfling Piranhas that they did. Annoyingly, they haven't done the open post here, so I'm going to have to go to Facebook, probably. I don't know if that's now sharing or...
Yes, sir, we can see your Facebook. I'm not sure that's a good idea, but...
Oh, well, Sailor V. I live!
ID theft! ID theft!
It's alright, you can see all the notifications and all of the fucking dad jokes, because that's all that's on my Facebook. What I don't, however, need is the messages in them. Punga, here we go. Here's the support stuff this month. Come on, just open big for me, please. I mean, look at this, Paul. Look at this. It's gorgeous.
Cool. What the hell is going on with that tree?
It's Star Player. Bramble Root or something.
Oh my god, look at the guy on the ram. What the hell?
Look at the referee with his Subway sandwich.
Isn't that a total rip-off of the GW one? Didn't he have a Subway sandwich?
No, but there's wizards, there's chefs. Look at the chef with a fucking tentacle slung over his shoulder. They're gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So that is what I'm going to get this month, because pretty miniatures.
Sorry, everybody. Fuck.
But yeah, it's... I get why they do it, like you say, as a scheme. But the other thing that annoys me is obviously you can get half a set for $10. If we go to my mini factory...
Oh, yeah, like... So whatever you get for your month, it's $10 a month, effectively.
Yes, $10 a month. So obviously 2 months is $20, 3 months is $30. Fine, dandy. It's about what you pay for a GW team anyway. Before you print them. Come on. Get on with it. Okay, just go my mini factory then.
Jesus.
What's that?
Just me coughing. I'm sure I'm getting
Again,
worse.
Punga are quite good because you can buy individual models to 3D print
you're
on my
exciting,
mini factory.
You're exciting Ricky unduly. He says he's got to get all of those minis in his life.
Okay.
So yeah, anyway, you were saying, so you're on Punga's My Mini Factory, so you can buy stuff aftermarket.
Aftermarket individually.
Yeah. Which is good.
Which is good, and again, you can just go
and
buy
it's
the little
literally individual sculpts. You can't buy the team deal or anything.
You can. I'm just trying to find it.
Oh,
so,
okay.
for $30,
okay,
you can buy half a team.
Fuck.
So their Patreon is an insanely good value. Unlike most other Patreons who have this similar pricing model where you pay significantly more to buy them aftermarket because you missed out on them on the Patreon.
Yeah.
Punga only offer a 20% discount.
So it's effectively your 2 months that you paid $20 for would be $60, but you can get a 20% discount
if you sub to their Patreon.
Oh, fuck. So
you're paying $8
to 10.
Sub to the 10 to sub to the Patreon to then get a team or
to get
half
12
a team
to get 12 quid off.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're okay.
Whereas Artisan Guild, okay, it's only for the first 15 days of the month, but you get 50% off everything on their store. So everything is half price.
But only for what? The first 15 days of your first month?
No, every month there's a new code, but it's only valid for the first 15 days of the month.
Okay, gotcha.
So
That's
again,
an interesting way of doing it.
It is. So
clever.
again, complete Artisan Guild set that's obviously on screen now, $30 to buy. Their Patreon is again $10 a month. That's why I never bothered unsubbing from Artisan Guild, because they're just gorgeous minis and they look really good and they're a really nice sculpt and everything else. So that's why I've stayed subbed to Artisan Guild and Titan Forge for basically 2 years solid now.
Because you basically you can see the logic of you wanting at some point everything they get.
Yeah, or again, because I have many friends that are into the hobby, or again, like for my lads, printing out minis that are different to cut teeth on or to build out for a certain game. Because again, that's the other glorious thing about the 3D printing aspect, is you can have an entirely Dragonborn bloody Frostgrave set if you want.
Well,
you can have an entirely there's a teaser for next month on Discord on Artisan Guild, which so they've spent the past 3 months, like last month, this month, and next month, exploring a frozen wasteland in their world and scenario that they're building.
Yeah.
So we had their dwarves are available this month.
Arctic themed.
Yeah. And that kind of thing. And then next month is a load of undead. They're doing skeletons and
still all themed around this frozen waste stuff.
Yeah, all
themed. Oh my god!
Yeah,
Frostgrave, anyone?
I mean, here you go. They're called the Dwarven Mountaineers of Skutagard.
Yeah.
And this will take me to a YouTube video if I'm not careful. But they are.
And his Artisan Guild is the one that you're always online for. You're always subbed. God almighty.
I am. There's so many.
Do you have issues with them delisting downloads? Do you have to get the stuff, or can you just sort of like not worry about it because they host the shit?
No, because what they do is at the end of the month they give you access via your email on my mini factory.
Yeah, so you never need to worry about storing your own files or any bollocks like that.
No. Let's just open this image.
Because that's something I think is huge. Not have to worry about your own storage. But it's a bit like when you buy something off and drive through RPG. If it's a PDF purchase, if you ever lose track of where you put it, just go and download it again. It's like brilliant. So that's what you want.
Are you seeing what's on screen at the moment, Chuck?
Oh, hang on. Losing my headphones. Hang on.
So you got dwarves on ram. You've got the hero on the ram. You've got the hero with sword and board. You've got like magician enchanter guy. And then you've got a load of just like generic warriors, infantrymen, knights, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's so Frostgrave it hurts.
I must confess, their stuff does look beautiful.
That's the thing. Like Artisan Guild and Titan Forge have put out only beautiful minis. Like I'm yet to come across a set of theirs that I don't like. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, and how long have you been subscribed?
2 years.
That's nuts.
Since I basically own that printer. So yeah, they're really, 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 really good and really.
See,
really,
that's
really
the
nice.
other thing about me not getting into 3D printing. I'm not sure if I'd have the restraint to know when to fucking stop printing stuff.
But yeah, that is me done with sharing my screen, and it's 5 minutes past 10. So I think we should probably say bye-bye to everyone.
Yep. That's
And
probably
then
not a
I'll
bad
catch
idea.
everyone
Let's
in
go back
2 weeks.
to the main view. I shall. Here we go with the. So we've just got our 2 male apprentice assassins that we've managed to get some base colour down on. Not really achieved a whole lot tonight, but progress by inches. Going to keep whacking at these. These should go quite quickly, to be fair. They are not. There's not a huge amount of detail. There's only about 4 colours on each. I am worried about the skin tone, but they look a bit Satsuma orange at the minute. I don't know if you can see just how bad that skin tone is.
You went dark flesh, did you?
Yeah, I don't. It's funny enough. I thought, do you know what? I don't use dark flesh very often. And now I know why. It's coming back to me because everybody looks like an Oompa Loompa.
Right. Tip for you if you want to rescue them and still use some dark flesh on them.
Yeah. What I should have done was done the old cool mini or not Mediterranean skin recipe, shouldn't I? Bearing in mind the fucking Brotherhood of Rome or whatever it is, Venice.
Well.
Anyway, carry on.
Brown sand, flesh wash, more brown sand, mix some dark flesh in with your brown sand to highlight. Done. And it gives you a really nice tan skin tone. It's what's on my halflings. It's what's on my Carnivale that I did.
And you use dark flesh on it
as a highlight.
Oh right, the final colour.
Yeah. Because it's not so glaringly horrible.
It is just such a weird colour, isn't it?
Yeah. But I find that with all the Vleos, that all the flesh tones are a bit weird.
You are right. You are right. The other one that I always think, what the fuck, is light. The really light one. Because it's a weird pastel pink.
I like that one. That's one of the ones I like. I don't like dark flesh. I don't like sunny skin tone.
Sunny skin tone at least has got some natural colour to it. It's got some red in it, which it needs.
My bottle's like orange.
I think mine goes down okay. Dark flesh is too fucking weird. But, I mean, I'll be honest. Don't panic, because we can just Agrax the shit out of it, which will give it some depth of tone. Then we can re-highlight back up with something a bit more appropriate. It'll be fine. And the other great thing is the hoods will keep all the wash contained, so it'll work fine, I'm sure.
But yeah, that's us for this evening.
That is us. Did I put words? Oh yeah, all 4.
And you're on your Jack Jones next week.
Yes, you're not here next week, are you? So for anybody watching, I don't know what's going to be happening next week. So it'll be an exciting experience for everybody, even me, because I've got no idea what's going on.
I will more than likely stick my headphones on and lurk in chat, like some sort of cretin,
like the creepy old man.
Less of the old man.
That's true. I'll take that back. Creepy young man. Young man. So yeah, I haven't got a clue. I've got an idea. I have a cunning plan. But I don't want to get everybody's hopes up too much, so I'm going to play it very close to my chest till I know that I can actually pull it off as a plan. But
you pull something off.
Boom boom. Hey!
That wasn't where I was going with that, but I
Boom.
mean, we can go there if you want to.
You already did, mate. Don't you drag me into this. Right, thank you very much for watching, everybody. Please feel free to like, share, subscribe. Please leave a comment under the video to give us some feedback on whether you enjoyed it or didn't. It's always helpful to know what we could improve upon. It's still early days for us as YouTube content producers, and I wouldn't say that we've got it all right. In fact, it'll be a fucking miracle if we got anything right.
Well, I mean, I fucking lost my keyboard this evening, so that tells you the kind of day I've had.
Frankly. Having said that, apart from the fact you weren't... Here's a thought. You weren't here, and technically nothing went wrong tonight. I didn't have any OBS issues. Maybe you're cursed.
Really, we're going down this road right now. We should be ending the stream. We're nearly overrun by 15 minutes, Chuck.
On that note, good night, everyone.
Night, lads and ladettes.